Okay, so we got it started, and I have discovered some of the problems that we have, because you know what? When you buy something that's used, you will have this stuff. So first things first, they did not drain the booms. It's real simple to drain these booms. If you don't know, you do this. You do this, ready? Watch this shit. Right? So here we go, you take that screw off of there, right? And then you pull that plug out of there, which I'm not going to do because I've already washed my hands, and this thing has had insecticides on it because I can feel it. So they didn't drain the booms, and when you don't drain the booms, that causes these things to split out, and that's a banjo, and it's not that old because it's still got the stickers on it. So that one's blown out. Yeah, that one's blown out. They're not terrible, and I bought this to scrap the other one. I'm going to take this one here is blown out, this here is blown out, and this one here is blown out. This pipe here is blown out. Now these little things are expensive. I'm not going to lie to you, they're damned expensive. And this is broken in the past because this is a little bit of Afro engineering here. And when I say Afro engineering, I mean that in the utmost respect to the black community of the United States of America and elsewhere around the world. Because even though I say it's Afro engineered, some people may take that as a negative comment, but it's not. This is kind of ingenious. If you got a 2-port piece and a 3-port piece, you can make a 5-port pipe with just these ends and that piece of hose. And you know, if the company, or if Hardy or their Hardy dealer didn't have the 5, which I actually have a 5, this is what they came up with, and it worked. So Afro engineering is good. This is a 4. So this one here, I have this on the other sprayer. So this one and this one, they're done. They're gone. Right here, it's split. I can feel it right there, right at the top of that one. So the 4 and the 5 are gone. And this here is split out as well. That T-strainer, banjo T-strainer, it's junk. So I'm going to use my Hardy T-strainers that I have that are on the other sprayer. I'll just pop them off of there, put them in place of that one, because at one point, those were Hardy T-strainers or screens. And if I can't or haven't got the parts to do it, then I can always go to Tractor Supply someplace and get those, because they are readily available at Tractor Supply. They're just not as good a quality as, say, banjo is. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Get it unfolded. My little guy there. And this tractor here has got to get hooked back up to that other sprayer. How much fertilizer is still down in the building?
Just a buggy load.
All right. There he is. Big boy. Yeah, he's got smiles. He's happy when he's in there. Yeah, I'll show you what we got wrong here. It's really pretty simple stuff, but eagle booms. It's all good. See where they're leaking? He's gonna drop it down. That won't matter. Okay, so this one here is bad. This one's okay, but this one here is bad. So I've got this one. I don't have this one. I have to go out and rob one off the other boom. And it's raining. This is junk. This guy right here. So they have to be replaced, completely replaced.
You found the little one that was in the milk.
They're useless. They don't have they can't take the pressure. You gotta take them off the other sprayer, that's all. So, and that'll have to be fastened on there. I don't know that's not exactly the way they're supposed to go, but it's what happens when you don't clean your booms out. And if you don't know how to clean your booms out, you just come over here to the end here, and there's a cap right here, and you loosen that cap, and then boom, it comes off and you're done. It's kind of weird that they did that way. There was whether these were cheaper, and I'm pretty sure that's the case, that these were cheaper and they broke a few of them, and maybe they broke one or two of them, and then they just decided, well, we're going to put this in here and put the smaller one in, the smaller ones, because you could buy those. Because when you break these are hundreds of dollars, literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So anyway, so let's say we get the show on the road, right? Is there a leak up and under there? Because I'm seeing water for some reason. Do you see that?
Yeah.
What was it, or what is it? Oh, it's from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that would have leaked out.
Apparently
This actually has a tank, huh?
Apparently it has a good seal.
Well, I guess. I don't know what the hell its issue is, but I'm going to have to get the book and get that. This has to get tidied up because we're not going to have that shit show going on. Because when you make corners, it catches this stuff. And the other thing that needs to get done is that, you know, they must have had duals on the tractor.
Yeah.
Because there's just no way. But that tractor that's over in the field, that a 4450, that's got to come home. That can't be out there. So the booms look really good. I'm not seeing anything weird. There's one he needed to grease and he didn't. Hey, you missed a grease zerk here, kid. Wow, you missed a few of them. There's one there. You missed one here. I don't know if there's one there, but these have to be, what you do is you break those. Oh, and that's probably never been broke away. So that'll have to have grease put in it. They don't have grease zerks for them, but anyway, that's what you're doing. So go and do, yeah. So what we have to do here, it's pretty simple, is we're going to take these apart. There's an O-ring in here, believe it or not. So you unscrew that thing, right? And then you give her a pull. And see that? That fitting there? There's a little O-ring there. Now that's just water. I've ran water through this, so if you're an environmentalist that's about ready to have kittens and pups, don't worry. It's okay. You'll be just fine. I'm not doing anything that will cause the end of the world. Right? Okay. See the smart assery we get around here? I have to beat somebody's ass. Yeah, because I'm the evil one lonely farmer. All right, can't get that. Gonna have to go get a screwdriver or a pair of pliers to pull that end out of there. And I'll have to shut my thing off. And I'll show you how simple this is to take. It's really pretty simple. I got plenty of these pieces here. I bought new ones and I've got a whole boom over there. But I may have to move it a little bit because of this. This is not really supposed to be here, but it is there, so we got a deal. Let me get something to pop that off and then I'll pull the whole thing down. So I'll probably put this on high speed, I don't know. These things are very simple. There's just a little plastic, or we call them poly nuts. They look like that. And they're speed nuts too. When you go to put them on, you can just slide them on and they'll go right on. And there you go. And each and every one of them has one. It's the same. These nozzles are singles, which I'd say I prefer, but I don't really prefer the singles. The reason I say I do prefer and then don't prefer them is because when you're in the field, sometimes you'll smack one off and then you got to put a new one on. And it's kind of rare, but it does happen. You'll lose a nozzle and it breaks a little ear off and then it won't hold the tip, which is a pain in the neck when you can't hold the tip. So with the triple, you just turn it to the next one and you're good. Oh God.
I was expecting it to be the same exact big one, but a smaller boom.
That's exactly what it is. It's the same exact as the big one with smaller booms. What's the difference? That's exactly what I said it was.
I did not.
What do you mean you didn't know? I told you. Didn't I tell you? Don't say no, because I know I did. Anyway, this is gonna be fun. These are smaller nozzles, by the way. These are the same type of air induction nozzle, but they are smaller. They're the yellow ones, and I use white. So let me get you up in the shop. Okay, so for the most part, there's just 2 screws that hold this thing in place. They're just stainless steel screws. Off camera, I took a blower and I blew out dirt that was in top of it. But I'll only show you a couple of these things, just because you don't need to see everything that goes on. There's the 2 screws. There, boop. And did you see that little bolt fall out of there? And this is a square-headed plastic bolt. And that goes up in there. There is 3 slots at this thing. God damn it. Excuse the language, but I just dropped the damn screw. So I'm gonna have to go find the screw now that I just dropped. Anyway, they come off like that. And there's a little nipple that's in there with a little O-ring, and that seals it. Those O-rings will go flat if you're not careful. So basically, I'm just going to pop this off and I'm going to put it on the number 5, the one that's not broken. And that'll be that. So let me relocate my screw. Okay, we're going to explain a little bit of a failure here. Just a little failure. We all have failures in our lives, right? Whether you're farming or whatever. So as you can see, this field kind of looks like it's dying, but it ain't quite there. We sprayed this with 0 chance of showers or anything out here, and the night that he sprayed it, what do you suppose we got? We got showers. Like, he wasn't done with this farm. This farm's 90 acres, and he wasn't done with it. And it rained. He's like, hey, it's raining here. I was like, well, you got to stop. So he came back the next day and hit it. And then it got bloody cold, and there were showers, obviously. So it didn't do its job. It did not do its job. So what we're doing is we're reapplying the product that we used, and hopefully, beyond hope, it works. We're using a spray adjuvant or a surfactant with it on top of the surfactant that is in it already. This was a loaded herbicide, therefore that means that the surfactant was already, all the surfactant we need was already in it. That is the new sprayer, or the new to us sprayer. We did a lot of work to it, actually. It had a it had some issues. The fellows that had it before did not bother to drain it. I guess they decided that it was due to be swapped in anyway, so they just said, you know what, we're not winterizing it, to hell with it, and off it went to freeze and break 4 of the plastic boom lines. Froze them out, and it froze and broke 2 of the boom strainers. Not the 3rd one, but the 2 outer booms. So we retired the other sprayer, so we had everything we needed. It just took us the better part of today to get it figured out. We do have a slight leak from a crack in the flow meter, the flow valve housing, and it's just a slight little leak. But I think what I'm going to do when I'm done is actually just JB weld it. It just drips. It's not bad. It just drips. So as you can see, we're putting on 10 gallons to the acre in a fine mist. Those are number 2 nozzles, air induction number 2 nozzles at 10 gallons to the acre. He's got enough on there to do 110 acres. He does. It is very dry right now, and I don't see any of this product on my boots. So it is 100% hitting the grass that we're killing and the other weeds. You can see there's ferns here. This property has a severe potash deficiency. This is what happens when farmers are near their age of retirement and they don't want to give up ground, or they don't want to spend any more money than they have to, and they just mine the soil. which really sucks. So you can see this was a big old skipper he had. Look at that. So this is where it was unaffected from the first application of herbicide. He's running GPS. We don't have foam markers on this one, so we decided that we would put the GPS, pull the GPS out of the dry fertilizer spreader and go ahead and put it on that one. So this is what it would have looked like. A few weeds in there, a little bit of mustard, some white top, what else is in here? Just a menagerie of stuff. But the grass is here, you know, which is kind of sad that I made the decision that it's going into corn, because the grass is here. And the property owner, he is also a farmer, but he's a small farmer. He bought this property and he just is he just doesn't have time to do it. This is the place where I did the video on the dairy barn. And it's 90 acres or more. There's 130 acres in total here. But yeah, so I think we're going to have some success with this go around by the end of the, well, with the weather we're going to have. We're supposed to have an inch of rain, and it's supposed to be hot, like in the 70s and 80s. It was 83 today and sunny. 83 degrees. This stuff will shrivel up and be dead in a matter of I don't know, 3 days. Especially this here that's already been hammered on once. It's very weak, so it will, if we didn't do it again, it would just come back. But yeah, so there's a lot of moss in here, which is an indication of you know, potash deficiency and everything else. Now I just want to show you how wet it actually is. If you don't know anything about this soil, the heavy clay soil, and this, I know there are fellows right now that are slamming soybeans no-till into this. Do you think that ground is ready? Think that ground's ready? I mean, I could take this home, put it in the oven, and fire it, and it will turn into, yeah, buckshot. Or grape shot. You drop that down a cannon. They used to do that, if you didn't know, in the 1700s, before they had enough lead. So, but anyway, lead was valuable. Anyway, so that's what this whole farm looks like. It's just all mud balls. So I know there's guys that are here in my area that are actually planting into this stuff. I am not. It's cold, it's wet. You will not get the you won't get the slot to, you're gonna have sidewall sidewall compaction. You're gonna, in the furrow, you're gonna have open slots. You're just gonna have a whole bunch of disaster happening to you all at once that you really truly do not want to have happen to you. So it's all right. So I just finished this up with a quick doodaddy thing. William's gonna come up here anyway because he hears me talking and wants to get on camera. Yeah, I am chisel plowing. We're putting down the compost, and I am chisel plowing, getting that stuff in the ground where it needs to be in order for it to actually do something. And that's just the way it has to be, because if you don't do it that way, well, we just won't talk about that. I see some people stepping on their own dick, doing the same thing I'm doing, only not quite right.com. So anyways, with that being said, yeah, we are moving. I have not got my seed. I have not got my herbicide. And if I don't get it today, there's a tracking number that I have. And if it doesn't show up today, or I can even go as far as tomorrow, but today or tomorrow, then I'm going to reveal the name of the company that I purchased it from. And we're going to put a little bit of bad news down on their head. I want to thank Mr. Eastern Shore Farmer, though. He has offered me 2 totes of seed corn if I don't get this stuff in. We are not ready to plant, obviously, because you saw that mud ball I just made. You can't do that here. You may be able to do that elsewhere. And there are a lot of cheater devices that you can use to get your seed covered and the sidewall crumbled. So maybe I'll do a video on Ag Talking to Raw about that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Hit that thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It actually does help. So thanks a lot.